Okay, this is my second tutorial for SmallBasic. So just opening up the program, and I'm going to save my file as maths.sb. In fact, I'm saving over this again, sorry. So I'll just start off with a comment, and this is going to be a demonstration of some of the basic mathematical operators. So the first thing I need to do is get a couple of numbers from the user. So to do that, I'm going to say text window right line, give me a number, and then I'm going to assign a variable. In fact, let's call it num1, that's less typing. Num1 equals text window, not read. And there's a special built-in called read number, which just expects you to be entering a number, so we don't have to do any converting of data types or anything clever like that. Then I'm going to do the same thing again. So that should result in two numbers being entered. Then I'm going to just start off by doing some very basic things. I'm going to do an addition first of all. So if I say answer equals num1 plus num2, and then I say text window right line, oh sorry, num1 So what I've done there is I'm making a string by joining these things together. So num1, then the plus there just the plus sign means I'm concatenating this string, making it into a bigger string, and then I use the word plus. I put spaces on either side because I don't want it all to be jammed together. Then I do another plus sign, num2, another plus sign for the ears, and another plus sign, and the answer. So if we run that, just to see if it's working so far. So it's going to ask me for a number, and it's added them together, so that's quite straightforward. So what I thought we would do then is just have a look at a few other operations which are also very simple. So if I now say that my answer is going to be minus num2, and then text window right line, num1, plus sign to join that onto the next word, which is going to be minus, plus sign onto num2, plus sign to join this is, and then the plus sign to join on answer. Now, one thing that you may not have seen done programming before is that most programming languages use the asterisk for multiplication. Whoops. extra space there, so I'll just get rid of that, otherwise it'll look strange. And then finally, division, use the forward slash. So now if I run that, we should have those three sums. So if I go for 15 and 3, it's going to add them together, take one away from the other, do the multiplication and do the division and print out the result. Okay, well that's quite straightforward, but what I thought we'd also do is just have a look at how to use a subroutine. And with this particular program, it doesn't really make the program much different, but it's just worth showing you how this works, I think. So what I'm going to do now is, instead of doing this print line again and again, because one thing in programming is that if you find that you're writing basically the same code many times over, there's probably a slightly simpler way of doing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a subroutine, which I'm just going to call display, and instead of the divided by bit, I'm going to use a variable there, which I'm just going to call it op. And now all I need to do is set my op there to plus and call display. So that's how you call a subroutine, by using its name and then putting the brackets. This will opt to be minus. And then I just need to actually end the subroutine as well. Okay, so now if I run that program, we should get very similar results. So I'll go for the same numbers again. So it still does exactly the same thing, but instead of having to write out that long text window write line command, that line, I've just got it once in the subroutine that does the display. Okay, so that's just a quick example of how to use a subroutine, which is obviously something quite important. Okay, while we're here, I'll just do another quick program as well. I'm going to save this one as greet. So this is just going to be another version of the Hello World program, really. But this one's actually going to ask the user for their name, just makes it a little bit more fun. So first of all, I'm going to use the same sort of method that I did before. In fact, I don't really need to do the right line that I did last time. I'll just use write, so it will allow the text to be entered just level with this string, and then I can put whatever the user puts in, I can put into the variable name. So that's just text window read instead of read number. And then something very similar to what we've just done, I'm going to use that plus sign to concatenate or join together the two strings. fact, let's just be clever about this and put in a full stop. Okay, so if we run that, so it's going to ask me for my name. If I say Mark, it's going to say hello Mark. So again, very basic stuff, but a useful thing to be able to do, just getting some data from the user and starting to manipulate it. Okay, that'll be all for this video. Stay tuned for some more.